Hello everyone to SRL Season 4, Round 4 of the F4 season. And Dutch GP at Zandvoort. See who's first out on track. It's Connor's first out on track in the Williams. Few drivers opting for the medium compound tyres in their first lap in qualifying. In championship standings, Lance and Barry Kruger both come into this race level on points on 50. And Barry Kruger on 2 consecutive race wins as a reserve driver. Making a big claim to be a strong title contender. See, through the final corner, start his first lap comes Connor. DRS open. Run down towards Tarzan, braking just after the 100 metre board. Use the banking of the corner to get through. And through turn 2, very easy to lose the back end. Tight line through 3. Make sure you get a clean exit. It's going to begin you all the time on the run up to turn 7. First sector split of 24.9. Slightly misses the apex of turn 7. Through 8. All the load on the left front. Me screaming come this point. Open DRS so just on the back straight down towards the chicane of 11 and 12. 49.9 middle sector split. It's decent rotation through turns 12 towards effective final corner through turn 13. Flat through the banking. Making sure not to lose the back end. Up to the line. Connor the first lap of 11.6. Next up will be Johnny in the AlphaTauri. Can he beat Connor's time? He does beat Connor's time by 0.4 of a second. Martin only now goes fastest with a 1:10.6. Energy Devil pits off his mediums, as does Gordo, I think was the car who spun round. Next is Rigby up to the line, who sets a 1:11 flat as Rigby. And then Trocker next in the Red Bull to the line. It's a 1:20.9, so clearly made a mistake on his lap. Onto in the mediums, so 1:11 flat, very impressive time on the mediums as Bader was coming into pits. The R1 on the mediums in the Haas up to the line with a 13.7. The slowest representative lap of all of them up to now. It's a very impressive lap on those mediums. So Johnny improves on a second run to a 10.9. Don't imagine he wanted to start the race on those tyres. After doing 2 laps on them. Same for MN Trocker, is pushing on another lap. Probably just got about enough fuel in the RS to do it, because P5 of a 1:11.2, which is a very decent lap on a second lap as well. Johnny's coming out, Miles is on an out lap as Loba spins at turn 7. Lucky not to be out of the race. Qualifying from that is the Ferrari. There's Queen, who's also spun coming out of Turn 10. Gets it facing the right way. And spins again, does the Alfa Romeo. And the lap is Gord in the Alpine. To turn 3, small lock up in the Alpine. The decent exit up towards the first sector split. It is purple for the Alpine. Carries good speed. And he's very, very precise on the tyres through this part of the track. Make sure not to overload the left-hand tyres. Another small lock up into 10. Conservative from Gord, and the middle sector of 50 flat. Second sector split through the small stadium section. Back end wants to step through turn 13 onto the banking. There's just foot pinned to the floor. And up to the line is going to be a 112 dead for P7. There's MJ Devil to the line, runs out of deployment, goes P6 with a 111.2. Is the Haas driver. As Miles will be the next person to set a lap, will be invalidated at the final corner, does the Ferrari. I think Barriers aborted his lap on those mediums. Might try to go for another lap, which he is. Turn 1, spot the braking. Flick the car through 2. Takes a wide line through 3, give him a better exit. A long run towards turn 7. And back end again, wants to step through 7. Seemingly not got the confidence through that part of the track as there's an Alfa Romeo in the wall. Again, car seemingly all over the place. It comes to the end of the middle sector. It's 10.1 seconds up, so this would only really be good enough to go P10 for Barry, so it's not been the best of laps on these mediums. Round to the banking, up to the line. And goes P8 with an 11.8. As Martinelli is invalidated a second push lap. Next will be Badder in the McLaren, currently a second up. Just going to dip below 10% on the battery as P10 does Badder over 12.3. As that one is in the gravel at Tarzan. Miles on an outlap as Loba goes completely into the wall as a fairly big off for the Ferrari. You want to push that. Miles is the only person on a hot lap at the moment. It's the Ferrari. To the end of sector 1, it's 25 flat. Seems to miss the apex through 7, gets on the grass into 8th. Again, just got to watch on the X's. The tyres begin to scream in pain of the overheating. Down towards the chicane. Clip the inside curb. Gets good rotation. Through the final corner. Doesn't invalidate this time. DRS open for the Ferrari. Up to the line comes Miles, and it is enough for P11 only with a 12.4. Rigby has invalidated his next push lap, so the next car that will be able to set time is R1 in the halves, still on those medium compound tyres. Currently 4 attempts up is R1. Through turn 13 onto the banking. Going to start to run out of DRS. Up to the line. It's a 7 tenth improvement. It's enough to go to P10 on those 7 lap old mediums. It's a very decent lap. As NJ Devil has gone, as Lance goes pole with 3 tenths on a 10.3, and NJ Devil went P4 on a set of mediums. Superb lap from NJ Devil. Barry's came back out on those mediums again. All the cars filtering out. Rigby is the next car, pairing with Sector from the Williams. Can Rigby challenge for that P1 at the top? Through the banking. Up towards the line. It's enough for P3 for Rigby, only 3 tenths off P1. And just under a tenth off Martinelli in P2. There's Martinelli currently 3 tenths up in the Red Bull. Into turn 13. It's a decent exit onto the banking, does the Red Bull. Up towards the line. Is it enough for P1? It is enough for P1 with a 10.1. By just under 2 tenths of a second. Martinelli goes to the top. Rigby will be on an in lap. Johnny Sementrocker again seemingly hasn't improved, unless this is his push lap. Oh, cars in the way on the exit. That might possibly be in a bit of trouble, whoever those two were, for parking there. They were on the racing line. Zementrocker, oh, nearly loses the back end. It's still been an okay lap so far, albeit he's been held up and not been able to take an optimal line. Still a 10th up is the Red Bull. Looking to improve on that P6. Into the final corner, nice and gentle. Through the banking, DRS open, short run, up to the line comes Zementrocker, and it's a 1/10 improvement. It doesn't improve his position, however. He'll definitely be timing that lap. He's Barry, he was 2 tenths down. Miles and North push that, currently a 10th up. His personal best time. There he spins through turn 8. It's a bit wide through 9. As Badger has spun off at the banking. Miles 8 tenths up in the Ferrari. Very nearly drifting through 11 and 12. As Trocker retired from the session. Happy enough with that 11.1. There's Miles now through the banking, DRS open, up to the line, and Miles goes P9 only with an 11.7. There's Connor. Connor starts what will be his probably final lap of the session. His cars are coming out the pits with 2 minutes to go. Need to watch out that they don't end up backing up through that final sector, trying to create any gaps. See Connor just under a 10th up, coming to the end of sector 1. Very nice run through this part of the track for the Williams. Traffic's kept out of his way nicely. Currently half a second up is Connor. This time be good enough to put him in the mix for P5 and 6. Through the banking for Connor. Where's this going to put him? And it's P5 with a 10.9. So it is a fairly substantial improvement, as Johnny has spun at the banking in a bid to start his final lap. So that might be Johnny's session coming to a close as he starts his final lap. Does the Alfa Romeo. See through turn 3. Up towards the end of sector 1. He's just a 10th down on his own time through the first sector, as Rigby has gone P2 in the Williams. See who's going to be next across the line. Connor's coming into the pits, and the Devil is finished. BR1 next across the line in the Haas. Up to the line, R1 improves by a 10th stage, P11.Onsei has backed off his lap. See Barry is 4 tenths up at the moment. Needs a decent final sector to put him close towards the front. Onto the banking. Where's this going to put Barry on those soft compound tyres? Up to the line. It is enough for P4 for Barry. And I think that is everyone completing their laps, which it is. Rigby just needs to come back into the pit lane. But is Martinelli on pole position for tier 4 around Zandvoort for 1:10.1. So Martinelli on pole position for the race, like nearly 2 tenths of a second. Rigby just pips onto that front row. Barry in P4, that lap at the end. Johnny in P5, joined by Connor in P6, and J Devil will start on the medium compound tyres in P7, and of Trocker in P8, Gore P9, Miles P10. R1 and Badder will get a free choice of tyre. M didn't set a lap, and neither did Lobert and Queener, who will also get the free choice. And drivers starting their formation lap. See, so everyone inside the top 10 starting on the softs that they qualified on, apart from NJ Devil qualified on the mediums. Then R1 has gone for the mediums as well in P11, and Queen are in last on the softs, and then Bader and Loba on the hards. Be interested to see what the drivers pick as the strategy. See, two-stop is an option in this race. Going from softs to mediums to softs, or going softs to hards. The main thing the drivers are gonna have to watch out for is those two left-hand side tyres, and whether they will overheat and how quickly that overheating may start. Martinelli as well on pole position with a strong chance to thrust himself closer into a championship fighting position. Currently 17 points behind the two leaders. Can he convert that pole position into the race win? Just waiting for Queener to line up at the back. With 3, 4, 5 red lights in Zandvoort. And green for the Dutch GP, and it looks like a decent start. But Martinelli, Lancer gets a much better start than Rigby, as he's going to go try go around the outside of the Williams into turn 1. Rigby however fights back as the Williams and holds on to that second place. As Alfa Romeo goes into the back of Rigby into turn 3. Barry's held on to P4. Connor's made up a few places to get up into P5. And Trocker up into P6. Ahead of Johnny. NJ Devil's lost a few positions on those mediums. NJ Devil has a look, and it's absolute carnage going into the middle sector. Quite got any damage on the Devil. I think has escaped with damage. I think it was Miles who collected the Haas in the Ferrari. And looks like he's got away with damage. Queener is up into P8 after starting P15 in the Alfa Romeo as NJ Devil has spun again. Gord has a look on the inside of the Alfa Romeo into the chicane. Gord getting all out of shape and just can't get past. Just come to the end of lap 1. The top 4 is how it remains how it was off the start. Martinelli leads Rigby, and saying P2 is a bit of wheel banking between Em and Chocker and Connor for P5. Johnny just waiting behind them in the AlphaTauri. As Lobby has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Both Ferraris into the pits at the end of the first lap. And Johnny just trying to suss out where he can possibly try and get past the Red Bull in front of him. Nothing untoward's coming of that, as Queener has made a mistake and lost left hand side of his front wing. May have made contact with the barriers. To the front top 4 beginning to form a bit of a train and beginning to pull away from Connor and P5. And these guys And coming across the line, the end of lap 2, Martinelli sets the fastest lap. Lante sets the fastest lap as he has a look for a move on Rigby into turn 1. Rigby's going to try and hold it, but he can't quite do it. And the Alfa Romeo is up into second place at the start of lap 3. And now could begin to think about hunting down Martinelli and keeping hold of that DRS of the Red Bull. And Rigby now down into third. Now Barry is having a look at Rigby. Will want to get past him quickly to get after his 2 championship rivals in front. So we have more yellow flags for... I think Glover has spotted the banking. It's into the chicane, Martinelli are beginning to come under a bit of pressure from Lance and the Alfa Romeo. Out through the banking, DRS enabled for the first time. Showing on board with the Alfa Romeo is gaining on the Red Bull. Down towards Tarzan, just not gaining enough. To have a little look, Rigby has already dropped outside of a second of the top 2. He's beginning to hold Barry up a bit, is Rigby. In the difficult nature to overtake around this track. Interesting battle as well for P5. Connor still ahead of Eman Trocker, still ahead of Johnny. Beginning to form their own DRS train. As Connor just about has pulled a second gap on the Red Bull behind him, as Miles has now spun through the middle sector and becomes the second retirement of the race, and the full course safety car is deployed. And now what is that going to trigger? Is anyone going to take the opportunity to pit? Martinelli's thinking about it. In fact, not one of the top 4's pitted. Connor doesn't pit. And when Trocker decides to pit, Johnny is the only person who is taking upon the opportunity to get rid of those soft compound tyres. And it will be the mediums going on to the AlphaTauri. R1 has also pitted and is putting on the hards in the Haas. Very interesting to see anyone taking the opportunity to get rid of those soft compound tyres. They can go a fair distance. They're so susceptible to overheating. Well, under the safety car, need to make sure that they keep the tyres to somewhat optimum temperature. I'm seeing looking at Johnny's rear tyres are looking a bit cold. In fact, all of Johnny's tyres are looking cold. And Chopper's tyres, another person below 70. Looks like most of the drivers' tyres are running below 80 degrees. Safety car should come in this lap. And safety car in this lap. So he needs to back the field up through the final sector. Staying very close to the safety car is the Red Bull. Not really giving it the opportunity to get away. Safety car peels in. As Martinelli waits close towards the line, eventually goes, and there's debris everywhere. Is absolute carnage on the safety car restart. There's multiple cars off in the gravel, multiple losing their front wings. Rigby's fell down the field as a result of all that. Connor's got up as a P3. His engine Devil and Queenie go side by side on the exit of 3. Badler's up into P6. Johnny has just got back up to P7. Looks like Barry got caught up in that incident. He's got no damage though, does Barry. And Trocker's lost his complete front wing. Rigby has been in the gravel, doesn't look like he has any damage, and Gord has lost his complete front wing. Bartolini just seemed to leave it really late to put the throttle down, and it just seemingly seemed like that some people in the middle of the pack thought that they already went, and in the end had to slam on the brakes. He's got more yellow flags as Johnny has gone off a 10-13. And falls down to the back of the field. Absolute chaos. There's 2 laps after the safety car. Eamon Trocker is in to change his front wing. NJ Devil is in to replace his front wing, as is Gord. And Gord goes onto the softs as Eamon Trocker and NJ Devil go onto the mediums. Back onto his fast lap, trying to attack Martinelli into turn 1. Quite able to make that move stick was the Alfa Romeo, putting a lot of pressure on the Red Bull. Wants to lead the race, both running on somewhat similar ERS levels. Connor is now running his own race in P3. Queener is in P4, and Barry escape damages to P5. Evan Trocker's back into the pits again is the Red Bull. What looks to be another front wing change, which it is, and onto the soft compound tyres goes Evan Trocker. Onto the front again. And so loses the back end, coming out of 10-13 into the wall. Very lucky to avoid the orange edge of the barrier. And no, he hasn't got away with any damage, as Lance say, from that. And into the pits he comes and gives Martin only a bit of breathing space. Did that spin. Got more yellow flags as Engine Devil has gone off into the gravel at 10-13. And difficulty of Zandvoort coming to fruition in this race at the moment as Johnny is into the pits again in the AlphaTauri onto a new set of medium compound tyres. And what is now the only battle on track is Barry versus Queener. And Barry, who's in the gravel on the safety car restart, is now looking at taking P3. And more yellow flags. And go down towards turn 1. On board with Barry, has a small look at Queener, who taps the inside curb, and round goes Queener. And Tarzan, luckily not hit the wall and isn't going to lose too many positions as R1 also gets by up into P4, goes the Haas as Rigby is into the pits. As NJ Devil becomes the first driver to get a penalty for track limits, as Rigby is pitted to put on a set of medium compound tyres, but NJ Devil is into the pits as well. Johnny has just hit the wall again, missing half of his front wing. The drivers really are falling foul to this circuit. Martin comes across the line to start lap 12, approaching the pit stop window for the soft compound tyres. Badder in P6 on the hards, he started the race on. Within a second of Queener in the Alfa Romeo. Might be able to possibly have a go at taking that P5 within the next few laps. This Queen is still seemingly recovering from that spin, trying to get within a second of R1. Queener again, and Queener touches an inside curb again. This time at turn 10, backwards again. Ends up losing more positions as the race leader Martinelli is into the pits for the hard compound tyre. That gives Connor the lead of the race in the Williams. And Barry is now up into P2 in the Alpine. Is Martinelli going to come out ahead of R1? Yes, he is. And how far off the lead is Martinelli? He's round about 12 seconds off the lead on those fresh hards. It's not a very long pit lane loss time around Zandvoort. The pit lane is very, very short. Is Connor going to pit this lap? And is Barry going to pit this lap to get rid of those soft tyres? It would definitely be degrading. No, Connor stays out for another lap, as does Barry, so they're clearly wanting to stretch their soft compound tyres, maybe to put on the mediums come the end of the race, to possibly try and come back at Martinelli in the Red Bull. It's not a lot of on-track battles going on at the moment. The two closest cars on track are NJ Devil and MN Trucker, and they are battling for P11 at the moment. As Barry is now pitting from P2. More tyres it is. The medium compound tyres for Barry. There's yellow flags as Queener has gone off. And the full course safety car is out again. As it was Martinelli who made a mistake. Martinelli puts on the soft compound tyres. See the safety car getting in the way. Johnny gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. But this presents Connor with the opportunity to very much take the lead of the race under the safety car. See, Barry still came out in P2 on those mediums. R1 is still on the hards. Badder is still on the hards he started on. This is on the hards as well. Martinelli has put on a fresh set of soft compound tyres. So Evan Trocker is into the pits. Just put on the hard compound tyre. His third stop of the afternoon already. So Connor is now into the pits, onto the medium compound tyres goes Connor, and he is not going to have many people in sight as he comes out of the pits. In the lead of the race does the Williams. 12 seconds clear is Connor. Albeit they will bunch up. As Badder is into the pits, puts on, changes the front wing as well, puts on some medium compound tyres. Gord's into the pits, puts on the hards. R1's still not pitting. See, Johnny is now a lap down, so that's ruined Johnny's race. He's not going to be he's going to be a full lap behind the next car. So Johnny will need to try and push to unlap himself on this safety car restart. Well, the good thing for Connor as well, with Johnny in the middle, Connor does have a car between him and Barry. So he will not have to worry about pressure straight away, will Connor. Just waiting on Engine Devil and Trocker to catch up to the safety car queue. So safety car is in this lap, and it's don't want to repeat the first safety car. However, this time Connor does not have a lot of time to back up the field enough to not cause a cluster, but Connor's gone early, so hopefully no problems. Into turn 1, Connor unchallenged, albeit Johnny's Ghost trying to get past him. O'Connor leads, Barry in second, R1 in third, Lancey's back into fourth, Emma's in P5, Rigby has a look on that tighter line, nothing quite doing it. Martinelli's P7, Bada P8, Gore P9, Ender Devil P10, Emma Trucker P11, but they're all behaved. On the restart as Martinelli spins off at turn 7 as he kept it out the wall, has the Red Bull, I think he has, yeah, he's just about kept it out the barrier. There's a big off. You know, Lancey having a look at R1 into the chicane. More yellow flags as Martinelli's gone off again. See through the banking, Lancey getting a really good run on R1 down towards Tarzan, late on the brakes. Lancey gets it done up into P3. And battle for the lead as Johnny has managed to get past Connor and is beginning to pull away to try and desperately make up that nearly 1 minute gap, or over 1 minute gap to the rest of the field. There's Rigby and then going side by side through the middle sector. Rigby's going to go the long way round at turn 10. It looks like he's going to get it done as Rigby. ERS deployed down towards the chicane, and he does get it done, does Rigby. Superb overtake from the Williams to get up into P5. Zorzem loses it through 13, backwards into the wall at the banking, loses his front wing as well, and trying to spin it back around, hits the wall. And another full course safety car is deployed. Third full course safety car in just 20 laps. And the person who'll be absolutely beaming at that will be Johnny, who now has the opportunity to make that lap back up. Third safety car of the race. Another reset for the drivers. So Rigby has came into the pits again for a fresh set of mediums. Martinoli is pitted, Johnny is pitted, and Johnny is not gonna make that lap back up, I don't think. So Johnny has just shot himself in the foot there, as Johnny. He needed to wait and go round and wait for the safety car to pick everyone up till he could make up that lap. But instead, he now finds himself still a full lap behind now everyone in the AlphaTauri. As Bader gets a 5-second penalty, as does Evan Trocker for contact under the safety car. Interested to see if either of those two have any damage due to that contact. I'll stay out for at least one more lap. As R1 is finally into the pits to get rid of those hards. Should surely be for the medium compound tyre. No, it's for the soft compound tyre. For the Haas. And where is R1 going to feed out? It's going to feed out just behind Martinoli in P9. As Emin Trocker also came into the pits to save that 5-second time penalty and put on a fresh set of mediums in the Red Bull. Safety car in this lap. Gordon, Lance, they get 5-second penalties for contact under the safety car. And drivers again not leaving a huge gap to the safety car. O'Connor's gone again, and we're underway again in Zandvoort. O'Connor holds on to P1. Gord has a look at Lance into turn 1. Doing them on hard compound tyres. Again, no position swaps on the safety car restart. And Johnny trying to unlap himself for a few cars as Rigby makes a small bit of contact. But bad that allows Martinoli to get past the Williams and up into P7. And the car backwards, and Andre backwards, and Emin Trocker spins and avoiding action. And cars all over the circuit again. Luckily no need for another full course safety car. And as they come around the final corner, Connor's gap to Barry is 0.6 of a second. 5 tenths as they cross the line. And 4 attempts as they go into turn 1. Behind Rigby, Martinelli have both got past Badder into turn 1. We've got Rigby, who is, at the moment, Rigby is now into what is a net P3 due to the penalties of the two cars in front of him. This is still anyone's opportunity to win this race. As NJ Devil sneaks up the inside of Gord through the middle sector in the Haas, and he gets it done on those hard compound tyres. And he try and pull away, but Gord's going to come straight back at him. Has a little look, thinks better of it. He's got Johnny in the middle of all this, trying to unlap himself. One of his mediums, Johnny is absolutely flying to unlap himself. Come down to turn 1. And Barry just beginning to put more pressure back onto Connor for the lead of this race. As oh no, Barry spins through turn 2. And is that the wish that Connor was hoping for? That he now has a 2.5 second lead over drivers on older hard compound tyres. Does Connor? At the moment, it is a net Williams 1-2 in this race. God, just seemingly struggling on his hards. Is that going to present Rigby with an opportunity? No, Martinelli's the one trying to attack Rigby into the chicane. As he gets it done, does Martinelli. Up into P4 goes the Red Bull. Just through the banking, start lap 26. Connor leads. NJ Devil in second. Gordon third. Martinelli is in fourth. Rigby's now been demoted to fifth. R1 is in sixth. Badder 7th, Lancey's dropped all the way back to 8th, and Barry has dropped all the way down to 9th due to that spin. It's Connor, the race leader, 2-second gap. Just has to manage those mediums and make sure that they can make it to the end of this race. Oh, and Gord is off for turn 9, and that's allowed Martinelli and Rigby to get by into P3 and 4. Now they are free to start hunting after NJ Devil for P2. This is still anyone's game to win this race. Got more yellow flags, and it's Rigby's made a mistake. He drops all the way back down to P8, does Rigby. And they're dropping like flies to some of them. We'll battle Badder and Gord through turn 3, having a little scrap. And Gord's got a decent exit. He's got more yellow flags, and it's Connor who's spun from the lead. Has he made contact with the barrier as well? He has. He's lost half of his front wing end plate. That promotes NJ Devil up into the lead of this race. With Martinelli, who's been backwards twice as Martinelli, is now into second place. The pole sitter still has the opportunity to win this race. Does the Red Bull. See, onto the pit straight. Does Martinelli attack the Haas? No, he does not. There's no point attacking NJ Devil when he doesn't need to. And through turn 7, NJ Devil's ERS light is on as well, as Connor has came into the pits for soft compound tyres, and he'll be absolutely kicking himself. Will Connor to make a mistake all on his own from the lead. A necessary mistake, doesn't it cost him what looked like it was going to be a guaranteed victory. Battle for the lead, NJ Devil. You're going to come under a bit of pressure from Martinelli, but the lucky thing is for NJ Devils, he's got the RS from Johnny, but he's not going to be able to defend. He's not got any RS to defend with. And Martinelli into turn 1. Gets past the Haas, and is back up into the lead of the race. In the background, Lance is at the fastest lap as well, as he looks to try and get past R1. To get back into the podium places. Just the Alfa Romeo. This Lance gets on the grass going into 7. Trying to look at a move. It's not quite doing, it's not close enough through this middle sector. Has a little look into turn 10. Nothing of it. Now onto the back straight down towards the chicane. Again, just a bit too far back behind the Haas to try and make a move. Now coming on to the pit straight. R1, he's got a lot more ERS than the Alfa Romeo, but this DRS is just a bit too powerful for Lance into turn 1. Easy as he would have liked. Back up into third place. Now has to pull 5 seconds on the Haas if he wants to finish there. Connor sets the fastest lap of 1:12.3. NJ Devil picks up another 3-second time penalty for ignoring track limits. As well, 2 Alpines beginning to get in a bit of a scrap. Over P5 for the 2 Alpines. As Barry now looking to somewhat minimise the damage as Lance spun again as the Alfa Romeo. And the 2 Alpines are going to come past him on the pit straight. Barry makes 2 overtakes in the space of a few metres, and up into P4 goes Barry. There's an opportunity for Barry to maybe get a podium in this race if he can get within 6 seconds of NJ Devil. And positions just keep switching around ridiculously quickly, as at the back Connor has got past Demon Trocker for P9. They're having a look at Gord. And say as he spins again. Just the Alfa Romeo drops now down to 8th place. Martin leading the race. Still, Johnny just behind him, a lap down. Has now nearly pulled a 6-second gap, nearly. Back to NJ Devil. R1 is still in P3. At the moment, will be promoted to P2 at the expense of his teammates' penalties. And Barry in the Alpine was pushing to get within that 6 seconds of NJ Devil to take that final spot on the podium. What would be at the moment for Barry, he'd be losing, if he finishes third, he loses 10 points to Martinelli. Martinelli would move to within 3 points of the championship lead if Barry finishes second. As Lance sets the fastest lap on 22 lap Old Hard, sets the fastest lap of the race as Rigby has gone for another spin and has dropped behind Bader. As Lance has gone for another spin as well and has lost his front wing this time. And see Alfa Romeo, and it looks like for Lance he might end up scoring no points in this race. NJ Devil, who's still actually setting personal bests. As NJ Devil is not doing enough to keep hold of that podium place. Is the Haas. Needs a bit more, does NJ Devil. If he wants to keep it away from Barry. Lance is now down to P10 and will have to come into the pits to change that wing. He's going to be looking at 1 point, maybe the point for the fastest lap as well, as the Alfa Romeo. As he gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I imagine that will be removed because he got that on the entry to the pit lane. So your Barry is now just 6/10 behind R1. So is Barry now in a position where he can maybe not just snatch third place from one of the Haas's, but snatch second place away from the other Haas in this race? He's only got 2 laps to do it, as Barry, but he's got the DRS, and at this stage he's probably got the better tyres. He has a small look into 3. It's not worth going for it. Getting very close to the back of the Haas as Connor sets the fastest lap. As always, he has a look. Does Barry, and he punts R1 off the track. He slows down, to be fair to Barry, to make sure that R1 keeps the position, but that's allowed NJ Devil to get a 6-second, the 6-second gap that NJ Devil needs to take second place, as Barry has now decided to overtake R1. But I think that little incident has given NJ Devil second place in this race. And the final lap, as Martinelli is on his final lap of the race, as Barry gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and that provides R1 another opportunity to maybe snatch that final podium position. And the Haas scored all over the back of R1, who's just losing time constantly on those one softs that have absolutely no pace left in them. Defends well from Gordon, the Alpine. It doesn't look like he's got enough to keep within that 3 seconds of Barry. Let's go back to the race leader. Martinoli comes through the banking for the final time. Slantis is the fastest lap, but Martinoli, after a few spins, it's pole position in the win in Zandvoort for Martinoli. Superb determination, and when others fell, got himself back up and won. NJ Devil finish second. Barry crosses the line in third. It will be enough to get him third place, as R1 will finish in fourth. Gord finishes in sixth after penalties applied and promotes Rigby to fifth. Bader will finish in seventh. Connor, who led the race on his own, made a mistake. Was on for a gutting P8, and then Trocker, after 4 pit stops, comes home to finish in 9th. And Johnny has already finished a lap down in P11. And then Lance will be the final finisher to take 1 point plus a second point for the fastest lap of the race. Across the line comes Lance in the Alfa Romeo. But it is Martinoli, after an absolute roller coaster of a race in Zandvoort. Martinoli is the race winner, and as the game says, driving the day to R1 for the fact of starting P11 and finishing P4, gutting to miss out on a podium, albeit it probably wasn't his fault. After the contact with Barry as well for R1, made no mistakes, didn't spin, unlike many other drivers. In final classification, Martinoli in P1 from the front after making 3 pit stops. Superb recovery after the mistakes. Ended Devil in second. Barry, albeit Barry only made 1 pit stop and still finished third. And R1 driver of the day in P4 in the Haas. Rigby finishes 5th after a few spins. Decent recovery again. Gord finishes P6. Bader P7. Connor, what could have been, down in P8. Eamon Trocker down in P9. And Lance, after one, probably his opinion was too many mistakes, finishes 10th. Johnny a lap down in 11th. And then Quida, Miles and Lober and DNFs. But hope everyone enjoyed watching, and that's all from me. Goodbye.